Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe down below and give this video a thumbs up if you like what I'm talking about here. Today I'm going to talk about water and how important it is to success with your weight loss surgery. So one of the ways that we gained our weight in the first place is that we tend to have somewhat of a oral fixation. And no, get your mind out of the gutter, not that kind of oral fixation, but oral fixation around food and drinks and just putting things in our mouth, gum, anything. I remember that when I was working at a desk or studying in school, I used to have like 3 drinks, a million snacks. I needed to have stuff just in case to keep my mouth busy while I was studying. That's definitely one of the ways that you kind of slip in a bunch of extra calories. Anyway, that's a different topic. So today what I'm going to talk about is water, and water is an amazing way to kind of flip that habit upside down, take that oral fixation into sipping water all day long. So you're still keeping your mouth busy, you're still keeping your belly busy, but it's with water, which is rejuvenating your cells and your body to function at its maximum capacity. Okay, let's talk basics. They say that you need about 1 ounce of water for about half of your body weight. So let's say you weigh 200 pounds, half of that is 100, so you should be drinking about 100 ounces of water per day. So for most people, they are and have been chronically dehydrated and are drinking way less than that. If you weigh 400 pounds, can you imagine drinking 200 ounces of water? That's absolutely nuts. So a lot of the morbidly obese and obese populations are walking around chronically dehydrated. So I know that for me, on top of the fact that I was struggling and in pain and everything hurt, I was also dehydrated on top of that, which doesn't help your body function the way it's supposed to and just kind of makes everything more painful and worse, really. So water is really just an incredible habit to incorporate into your daily practices after your weight loss surgery. And on this weight loss surgery journey, water is an incredible tool, and you should definitely use it to maximize your vitality and energy levels. Okay, so let's get into it. So I like to think about water as a way to frame your day. So basically drinking water, meal, water, maybe snack, water, meal, water. And I like to think about it this way because it kind of breaks down that daunting task of drinking, 8 glasses of water into smaller chunks that are much more manageable. So let's say, we're aiming for 64 ounces, which is kind of the minimum of what they recommend for bariatric patients. So I like to start off my day with drinking as much water in the morning, and that's because when I wake up, I find it's the easiest time to get as much water in. It's your stomach is completely rested, there's no food in it, and the water just kind of goes down easily. It's easier to sip a little bit more. I find then sort of throughout the day when you have to kind of wait that like 30 minutes, 1 hour before you can kind of get in those 16 ounces. Of course, this depends on like where you are in your weight loss surgery journey. 1 month post-op is going to look a lot different than 1 year post-op, but this is just like sort of a general guideline to help you get started basically wherever you are in this journey. So I like to start off with 16 ounces of water in the morning. I generally like to drink 1 warm glass of water. It helps, start up that digestive system, and then another room temperature water. After you've had that water, if you like to have a cup of coffee, then go for it. I would suggest doing that after the water, and then having your breakfast, of course, waiting that 30 minutes and then having your breakfast. Then after your breakfast, if you are working at a desk, that's really, really conducive to drinking that water because you can just put up those bottles right in front of you and just sip all day. So between breakfast and lunch, getting in those 2 cups of water, however it is for you, and then having lunch. after lunch, waiting that half hour, an hour, having those 16 ounces of water, and then having dinner, and then again 16 ounces of water. If you'd like to have a snack in the afternoon, you can think about it like lunch, 8 ounces of water, snack, 8 ounces of water, dinner, 8 ounces of water, 16 ounces of water, and then bedtime. Okay, so I hope this framework kind of helps you to get started and thinking about how you might be able to get in those 64 ounces of water per day. Another tool that I like to do or like to use is the visual of having water bottles, and I fill them up to the amounts that I need to drink that day. So let's say I'll take 2 1-liter bottles and I'll fill them up with water, and I'll have them on my desk, and knowing that I have to get through those throughout the day. It's like a visual to sort of keep me going, make sure that I'm on track for the day. So, you think about it as like 1 bottle before lunch, 1 bottle after lunch, and that's it. I also like to make sure that I spread out the water throughout the day. So, that means that I'm not drinking all 64 ounces of water before breakfast and then no water throughout the rest of the day. You are moving around, you're doing activities, your brain needs water throughout the day. You can't just have water in those first few hours of the day and then sort of ignore it the rest of the day. That's not really how our body works. So making sure that you spread it out at least a little bit, to get in those water molecules into your bloodstream, into your cells, into your organs, so that they function at their optimal capacity. Also, you can check out these water bottles that are like 64 ounces, and it kind of gives you like little time markers for when you should be drinking by. Some of them have like these straws, which I know like are a no-no for us, but you can take the straw out and just kind of sip, sip, sip. I personally don't like how big that is. I feel like if I'm sipping this way, I spill everywhere, and then I'm less likely to kind of pick it up unless I'm like ready to take a few chugs of water, which I can rarely do. So I recommend having, those smaller bottles, using reusable bottles of water whenever we can. As I said, visual on your desk or wherever you are, wherever you work, wherever you spend most of your time, so that you are constantly looking at it and sipping, sipping, sipping. Also, I have a couple of friends who actually have this little light sensor that you put on your water bottle, and it beeps at you every few minutes, I suppose, to take a sip of water. And I think the time varies. I'm not really sure what the time is, but you can check those out. I'm sure that if you just Google like bottle light sensor, something will come up. And if you really do need that reminder, then you can check that out, or setting an alarm on your phone for every 30 minutes to take up a couple of sips. Again, this really depends on where you are in your journey. So if you are early on, like setting a timer maybe every 15 minutes might be necessary, because you can only get in those 2 sips at a time. Now that I'm about 15 months out, I can pretty much drink, I think, a cup of water almost continuously, maybe like 4 ounces at a time. It really depends on you and your body, and everyone's body is different. So just really paying attention to what your baby sleeve or baby gastric bypass or lap band is telling you, and trusting your instincts on how it's feeling at that time. Okay, so I hope you like this video about how to get started with drinking 64 ounces of water a day as a bariatric patient. If you like my content, make sure that you subscribe down below. Like this video if you want more videos like it. Comment down below how much water you're drinking now. I challenge you over the next week to add in 1 8-ounce glass of water per day. So if right now you're just drinking 1 glass of water, let's double that. Let's get 16 ounces of water every day for the next week and see how it goes. See how you feel, see if you feel more energized. Let me know how it goes. Until next time, bye.